Hi guys, today I will introduce to you the next era of glides invented by Pulsar. Let's go. So as I said already, basically this video is not really about the mouse. Yeah, it is, but basically it's about the glides, which are, let me say it this way, invented by a clever or just a good idea from the mice producers Pulsar. These guys not only produce mice now, they also do keyboards now. They do own switches. Here they have Kales and Gatrons, but right now they are doing their own switches also. They do a lot of work right now. They produce a lot of different products already, and it's a company which is from Korea, from the States, which is manufacturing in China. But for me in general, once I started to get in contact with Pulsar, which was very early, they sent me one of the very first Pulsars ever sent to Europe for review. That was the point when they just used still the old Mashi on-ROMs and some stuff. But at this point they had a very big mouse, which is still the same size like the Superglide I have here, or the wireless version of the Xlite. They had a big ergonomic mouse, which was very light, with a very small PCB and with a lot of good points of the design they've made, of the weight, and just a very solid ground or base to produce or to become one of a very good, very reliable mouse producer. And they improved the whole time. They reworked everything. They reworked the glides. They reworked the shells, the clicks, the PCBs, the MCUs, everything. They just worked on everything. They never stopped really working. They just improved. And at one point, besides making this wireless here, which will be another video, they just did one thing I really already knew about when I received my first copy, because they had very good public relations material, which they just sent us with the very first product. And they were a roadmap for the next 1.5 years. And basically everything I saw on the roadmap happened. They made the new keyboards, they made the new mouse, they made wireless. They also told us or showed us about these glides, that they had the patent on it and blah blah. But it was set for like May or June this year. Now it's September 2021. It's like 3 or 4 months latest product, but basically it was worth the waiting. Why? Okay, they just sent me the same mouse again in a limited edition and in this box, which is basically a totally different box to the standard Pulsar boxes. That's a limited product, which is shown here. There's only 1,000 of these gaming mouse out there in the world, which is very cool for me to get one. They did not send me this for free. I bought this at Max Gaming. It weighs around 58 grams. I have the copy 152 of 1,000 here in my hand. This one is not only limited because of the glide, it's basically a total rework of the very first edition, and it's an awesome rework, to be honest. But now let's come to the glides at first, which is for me the main criteria or point why I will do, or why I want to do this video, is they just made these glides. They are aluminium silicate, and basically what they really are is they are Panzer glass, guys. If you know, there's very hard protection glass from your iPhone, the very expensive one. That's basically the same stuff to just put under the mouse, very thick, with very nice rounded edges, very plain, looks super solid, super nice, super high quality. And these glides, guys, I can tell you, the performance, the feeling is unmatched in the world. The only thing I would compare it to is, if you know those air hockey games, like when you are at the bowling center and they have these air hockey where you can play with your friends and the air comes from the button to hold the puck like over the table and the puck goes fast when you shoot it, those air hockey. It's basically the same feeling here. When I use it on my Aqua Control 2, it feels like, yeah, it's the air comes from my pad and it's my mouse. It's a little bit gets a little bit boosted from the pad away. That's just how it is comparable. That's the only thing I compare it to, because the Glide is so smooth and it's so. There's no interruption in the Glide. There's no way you feel the Glide gets influenced or infected by something on the pad or just. It's just super direct. The feeling, the start and the stop point, sure, is very loose or feels like it's not existing. But the smoothness when you do a tracking or when you track something, it's unmatched. It's unbelievable. And guys, I have my modded Final Mouse 40 gram here with these Tiger arcs on them. Tiger Eyes skates. Tiger Eyes, not arc. I thought they are smooth. When I just used them, I said, whoa, this feeling is really smooth. They give a very good response. They're gliding very good. And then I just put this here on my Aqua Control 2 pad and I just realized, what the fuck? What is that? What is it? How they've done this? It's awesome, guys. It's unmatched. I really, really hope Pulsar will do aftermarket skates for other mouse, because I just want this type of glides or glide feeling on every mouse I want to play. I just want it there. And if they do it, even if they make it expensive, like 30, 40, 50 euro, I would buy it because I think it's worth it. Because if you keep in mind why Panzer glass or those protection glass for your handies or for your cell phones is this expensive, because it's very resistant to scratch. It has a huge longevity and it's very awesome just by feel in general. It's a real plus for your cell phone or for your handy, because it really keeps the scratches and shocks and everything away from the real glass you use, so from the real phone glass. And basically here, just by the thickness of how it is made, I can tell you, even if we drop it from here, it will not get broke or something like that, because it's way thicker than the glass. And when you Google those aluminum silicate, you will directly get pictures of the mouse and you will get pictures of the glass in general and how it's made and why it's so good and blah blah blah. And that's really cool, guys, because that's one of the unique or main selling points in my opinion. They just realized, or that's how you make a good business, or how you invent something in the market. You realize there is something out there which would just fit better as a regular PTFE or ceramic feed, because even very good ceramic feeds are not that good as this glide is. I have the ceramic feeds from Glorious for the Model O here, and they are not even comparable to this glide feeling. This glide feeling here is super smooth, super harmonic, super linear. It's just awesome. It's the best feeling I've ever had. Also, it's better than the feeling on my on the custom-made Zaunkönig glide pads, which also are very, very smooth. They feel very soft. They have very good round edge. They perform insane, to be honest. But if I imagine I have this glides replaced by this here, I think that Zaunkönig would be even more insane, because the track feeling of the would be just race. It would just be from another star. And yeah, I mean, Pulsar did awesome work. It's unbelievable. Guys, if you watch this video, thanks for doing this glides. As I said, I hope you do aftermarket skates for other products too. Please do it. It's like the gold rush, guys. You earn the cash not by selling or digging the gold. You earn the cash by producing everything around it to get the gold out of the land or of the water or wherever. You just produce for them, for the others, because you have the patent on it, and you make a lot of money, because you just produce it for the Superglide, okay? And you know they're sold 12 million already of this, and you know there are 12 million potential customers out there in the world, and you just produce 100,000 of them. You will sell out them in less than 2 weeks and you will earn a lot of fucking money, guys. I think everybody with a little background how business works knows this. So let's continue with the mouse. As I said, only 1,000 were made of it. They are sold out on the main page. I think they are also sold out on Max Gaming. I have no clue how many mouse Max Gaming got. There were 80 US dollar, I think also 80 euro on Max Gaming. So basically it was super cheap, to be honest. Because what we've got here is not only a known form, it's like the EC2 shape. We also got a reworked shell, which is basically a little bit heavier. The mouse compared to the original wired Pulsar Xlite is like 7 grams more heavy, but it's way stiffer. I tried to force something here on the sides. They reinforced the sides, you see. If you compare it to the wireless, it's not honeycomb on the side, and it's super grippy and super, the feeling in general is very high class, guys. Yeah, they invented the glides, they upgraded the MCU, they have a newer version of the 3370 in it. With the upgraded MCU, they have a better tracking. You can feel that the smoothness, the FPS rates in even slower movements or in slower tracking and consistent slow tracking and cover, for example, feel way smoother, more direct. It's just a way better overall feeling, to be honest. Yeah, as you reinforced side bodies. Some months ago, they switched from those old Omrons 20 mils to Kale 8.0s. Was a very good decision. Also, the wireless has the Kales. That's an awesome decision, in my opinion. One thing, it's really, I don't know, they still have these SMD micro dots, micro buttons here on the side, which I really don't like just by feeling, because when we compare it to real switches, the feeling is just a little bit mushy, but that's the only really thing which I don't like here. The mouse wheel is very good. It has very good steps, to be honest. Feels like it has a lot of steps. The grippiness of the rubber here on top is very nice. It's fairly structured, fine structured. The wheel is not so big. Click feeling is okay. It's not very loud. It's not too hard, not too stiff. It's an awesome click feeling, like zero pre-travel. The feeling in general is also very good. Pre-travel is reduced on these copies here. It's very good. At the end, they made awesome work. They stated here some real facts, like that they upgraded everything on the sensors. They did the awesome work, and just by the DPI rate, you can see that they have a reworked 3370. And you need to keep in mind, if you use the PAW 3370 by Pixar, there's a high chance, basically there's a 100% chance that you have DPI deviations. That means that the DPI you are set are not the DPI you will get. I measured this one here, my DPI are like a little bit lower, like 40 lower than it should be on 1600 DPI. It's like 1560, roundabout 1550. But one thing is, Pulsar made really good here on this one is their software. The software is very small. When you download it, it's very small. When you install it, it's very small. There's no huge background or resources which are used when a software is running. It's very simple. It has a easy DPI overview. And one thing is here, which is very rare on the market right now, is that you can step on a 3370 sensor DPI in 50 DPI steps. So you can go 1650 to get those 50 DPI or 40 DPI you are missing to have the exact DPI or the closest to the real DPI you want to play. How you measure the DPI we will show in another video. I'll make an extra video for you, and we'll show you 4 ways to measure the DPI on the mouse you use, and if they are set real good, or like the DPI you're using is the same like you set in the software. But basically the Pulsar software is very small, very fair. These 3 sliders here are just for the Windows settings. Please don't change it. You go polling rate 1000 Hertz. You disable ripple control and angel snapping, because it influenced the signal and the way your sensor tracking is done. Double click speed also not changed because it's from Windows. You go debounce time to 2 milliseconds. In my opinion, they could have done 0 milliseconds also. It has your lift off distance is set between low and high. I can't tell how many millimeters this are, but just leave it to low. That's what I think. Macros are also available. I never used macros, to be honest. In general, Pulsar made a software I would love to see from every producer of gaming mouse, even from Razer or someone else, because I don't like those huge softwares like SteelSeries have or Rocket has or Cooler Master, this master software. I don't want to fucking control my PC with the software of the guy where I bought the mouse from, okay? Just make a small 12 megabyte software to adjust the settings of a mouse, and then I never want to use it again. That's all. That's cool. Thanks Pulsar for doing this. Yeah, let's come to an end here now. As I said, if everything done to improve the old product or the first product they've ever had. They invented everything. One thing I really like on this mouse is the paracord they did. It's one of the best paracords out there. I think it's even better than the paracord on the limited Tokyo edition of Xtrafy, which also was very good. This paracord feels, in my opinion, way better than the Tokyo paracord. It's super loose. Feels like a really good aftermarket paracord to me. One of the best paracords I've ever seen for on stock mouse. Everything else is just good. It's good mouse. I hope they do in regular version soon for everyone, not a limited version. I have no idea how hard it is to produce these glides. I hope they do aftermarket glides for everyone. And I just can tell, if you will be able somewhere in the future to buy these glides for your main mouse or for the mouse which you favor the most, buy it. It's definitely 1,000,000% worth the buy. The best glides I've ever seen in my whole life. Yeah, guys, that's it. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, put it down in the comments below. I'm out for today. See you in the next videos, guys. Bye bye.